do first is we're going to take our calipers. For the upper, you want to make sure that these little red measuring devices are rotated towards the outside. For the lower, you'll want to rotate these around and make sure that they're rotated towards the inside. So what we'll do is, since we're going to make an upper tray, we'll go ahead and we'll want these to line up along the distalmost 3 teeth in each arch. And this portion right here can actually rest on the occlusal surfaces of the teeth. So go ahead and measure Raina here. And we'll try and maintain that position. And Clinician's Choice has a very nice measuring guide for us to use. So we'll line this up against each of these and we'll notice that Raina is almost an exact size 43 lower tray. Just for instructional purposes, we'll go ahead and rotate this around and we'll measure the lower arch just to see what size tray she would be for the lower arch. Once again, line it up against the lingual of the 3 most posterior teeth. Transfer it accordingly. Measure it up against there. And she's actually in between a 52 and a 53. But since we're adjusting these trays, we'll actually utilize a size 53 if we were to take a lower impression. Since we're doing upper today, what we'll do is we'll take the trays, and you'll notice that on the distal portion, on the undersurface, that they're numbered. This one here says number 43, and we'll immerse that into our warm water for 1 minute, and at that point in time, we'll start adjusting it accordingly. So our minute's up. We'll notice once we take the trays out, they're rather pliable, and Raina's exostoses are on the buccal portion of her posterior teeth. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly spread this tray out, just using light finger pressure around the buccal portion. And then once I'm convinced that it's in our desired position, I'm going to hold it there for about 5 seconds. Once we've held it there for about 5 seconds, I'll air dry it. I'll just fan it and make sure it's cooler to the touch. And then we'll try it in. And we'll make sure it feels comfortable. Does that feel comfortable? We've accomplished our goals. We've got a tray that's going to be customizable to Raina. We'll go ahead and paint this tray, and then we'll take an impression of Raina's teeth. At this point in time, we're going to take the 120 milliliter heavy body impression material, and we're going to remove the cap. You'll notice there's a latch underneath. I release that latch, and I remove the cap, and the cartridge just goes on like so. You'll actually place this latch down, the top latch, and you'll want to make sure that this latch down here at the bottom where the mixing tip is going to go on is actually patent and open. At that point in time, you'll take the mixing tip. The black part goes on the dowel right here, which will actually create the mixing of the materials. Slide that on and make sure it's pushed all the way in, and then this cap will engage completely. So now you're locked and loaded and you're ready to go to take your impression. So we'll take our previously painted impression tray and we'll go ahead and load it. And you'll notice just how easy it is to utilize this auto mixer. A little bit more over there. Now we've got our tray loaded. A little impression technique that I like to use is I like to have Raina's mouth level with my hands so that it'll make for easier insertion. Move her upper lip out of the way. Now don't close down on that, Raina. Slowly insert the impression tray and shake it a little bit and just place it in the patient's mouth. We go ahead and move the impression, and you see that we've got a really nice roll in her buccal vestibule. We didn't completely fill in the palate, but that's fine for a diagnostic impression. Notice that the impression is of perfect quality, and we were able, by utilizing the Heatwave trays, to manage her exostoses. Raina, was that comfortable?
Yes.
All right, so we were able to take a great custom fitting impression on Raina that was comfortable to the patient.